Ever reach into the fridge for that perfectly chilled carton of milk and wonder, how did this even get here?
Right.
Today's deep dive is all about that, the unseen world of dairy and edible oils distribution management.
Yeah.
You might be surprised to learn it's way more than just trucks and milk crates.
Oh, you think that's all it is? It's a high-stakes puzzle.
Oh, really?
Logistics, technology,
Wow.
even a little psychology, you know?
Okay, so no more picturing guys in white uniforms making deliveries at dawn.
No, no.
Our sources paint a very different picture of what this career path actually involves. Let's unpack this.
Yeah, let's get into it. Imagine this. A massive heat wave hits right when everyone's craving ice cream.
Oh.
A dairy and edible oils distribution manager, they're the ones figuring out how to prevent, a meltdown.
Literally.
Literally. Optimizing those delivery routes, maybe even like bringing in extra refrigerated trucks to handle the spike in demand.
Yeah.
It's really thinking on your feet and making sure those grocery store shelves are always stocked, no matter what's going on.
So it's about like anticipating challenges, like before they even happen.
Yeah, being proactive. And it's not just weather. Think data analysis, predicting trends, even like using predictive modeling to anticipate demand for things like oat milk.
Wait, really? So they can like predict how many people are going to want oat lattes next week?
It's pretty wild. This role is becoming so data-driven.
Wow.
They're using software to track inventory, like in real time, optimize those delivery routes we talked about, all that. It's not your grandpa's milk route anymore.
So forget the spreadsheets. These managers need to be tech savvy too.
100%. But they're not glued to a computer all day, you know?
Right.
One day they might be analyzing data. The next they're on site at a production facility or warehouse, making sure everything is running smoothly.
Okay, so it's like a dynamic mix of strategy and hands-on action. Now, what about the demands of this career path? What are we signing up for here?
Well, on the plus side, this field is booming. The demand for skilled distribution managers, it's high. And you know what that means.
What?
Attractive salaries.
Okay.
But it's not for the faint of heart.
Oh.
It's high pressure, long hours, constant problem solving.
So you need to thrive under pressure.
Yes.
Be adaptable, resilient.
Exactly. You're the one making sure that carton of milk appears in the fridge as if by magic.
Right.
Even when everything is going wrong behind the scenes.
Okay, so we've established this job isn't all milk and honey, pun intended.
Right.
It's demanding, it's high stakes.
Yeah.
But it's also crucial to keeping, the world fed and caffeinated.
Yeah.
But let's say someone listening is up for the challenge. Where do they even begin?
Well, you don't just walk out of college and become, the dairy king or queen, right?
Okay.
Like any good cheese, this career, it takes time to mature.
So no skipping straight to the corner office.
Not quite.
No.
Let's walk through the career ladder, step by step.
Okay.
Picture this. Fresh out of college. Maybe you've got a shiny new degree in business administration or supply chain management, something like that.
Yeah.
You're eager, ready to dive into the world of berry distribution.
Okay.
First stop, entry-level distribution assistant.
Sounds humble. Everyone's got to start somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
What does an entry-level distribution assistant even do?
This is where you're learning the ropes, getting your hands dirty, maybe even smelling the milk, so to speak.
Literally. Hope they provide nose plugs.
Maybe not. But seriously, you're assisting with deliveries, managing inventory, making sure those shipments are on time, that kind of thing. You're the eyes and ears on the ground, making sure everything runs smoothly.
So it's all about attention to detail, being reliable, a stickler for accuracy, all that.
Exactly. Think of it as laying the foundation for a sturdy cheese tower. You need that solid base.
Right.
Now, once you've proven yourself in this role, you might find yourself stepping up to distribution coordinator.
Okay, moving up in the world.
Yeah.
What's changed?
As a distribution coordinator, you're not just assisting anymore. You're coordinating entire distribution plans, juggling multiple routes, managing inventory across different locations, maybe even negotiating with suppliers. This is where those analytical and problem-solving skills really come into play.
So you need to be cool under pressure, able to make quick decisions, anticipate problems before they arise. Kind of like a dairy air traffic controller.
That's a great analogy. You're managing the flow of goods, making sure everything arrives at its destination on time in perfect condition. And if you excel in this role, the next step is distribution supervisor.
Supervising, now we're talking. Management level. What does a distribution supervisor handle?
You're leading a team now.
Right.
Team of coordinators and assistants, making sure those dairy products are flowing smoothly through the supply chain. You're setting performance metrics, motivating your team, resolving any conflicts that come up, leading by example, all that good stuff.
So you need those top-notch organizational and logistics skills, but now you need leadership qualities too.
Precisely. You're not just managing products, right? You're managing people. And after you've honed those leadership skills, proven your ability to drive results, you might just find yourself on that top rung, distribution manager.
We've reached the summit, the peak of dairy distribution mountain. What's the view like from up there?
As a distribution manager, you're calling the shots. You're setting the overall strategy for dairy and edible oil distribution, managing budgets, negotiating those major contracts with suppliers, and ensuring your whole operation runs like, dare I say it,
Oh, here it comes.
a well-oiled machine.
You knew I was waiting for that one. But seriously, this is where it all comes together.
Absolutely. You're using your years of experience, your deep understanding of the industry, your leadership skills, all to navigate this, constantly changing landscape. Remember those industry trends we talked about?
You mean like the rise of organic dairy and plant-based alternatives?
Exactly. A distribution manager needs to have their finger on the pulse of the market, anticipating those shifts in consumer demand, adapting their strategies accordingly.
So not just meeting current demands, but looking ahead to future ones.
Right, you're not just managing the present, you're shaping the future of dairy distribution.
Wow.
And that brings us to a really important question.
Yeah.
How do you stand out from the crowd in this, competitive field?
You're about to reveal the secret sauce, aren't you?
Well, solid education, experience, these are key, of course.
Yeah.
But certain certifications, they can give you a real edge. Have you heard of the Certified Supply Chain Professional, CSCP?
It rings a bell. Refresh my memory.
Think of it as a stamp of approval,
Yeah.
It shows potential employers you've got the knowledge and the skills to really excel in supply chain management.
Okay.
There's also the Certified Professional in Distribution and Warehousing, CPDW, and the Certified in Production and Inventory Management, or CPI.
Wow, a lot of acronyms.
I know, right? But these certifications, they can be a game changer when you're, applying for those top positions.
So it's not just about it's about having the credentials to back it up.
Exactly. And with the industry constantly evolving, those certifications, they demonstrate a commitment to staying ahead of the curve.
It's like saying, I'm not just here to deliver the milk. I'm here to revolutionize the dairy aisle.
Now you're getting it.
But let's shift gears for a moment. We've talked a lot about the what of this career path, but what about the why? Why should someone listening actually care about all of this?
That's a great question. And that's where we'll delve into the big picture in the next part of our deep dive.
All right, we've covered the career path, the skills, those certifications, all that good stuff. But you're right. Let's talk about why this all matters. Because you wouldn't believe how many times I've heard, it's just milk, how hard can it be?
Right. But here's the thing. Every time you open your fridge, right, and you see those shelves stocked with milk, yogurt, cheese, even that fancy oat milk latte you mentioned.
Oh, you know me too well.
That's the work of these professionals. They're the invisible force that's ensuring that steady supply of all these essential foods.
Yeah, it's easy to kind of take it for granted. Like we just assume those products will magically appear on the shelves.
Exactly. We walk into a grocery store, expect to find what we need, and we don't even really stop to think about the intricate web of processes and people that made that happen.
Right.
But it's a whole system, and
Yeah.
the system can be impacted by all sorts of things, weather patterns, global events.
Yeah.
And these managers, they're the ones keeping those gears turning.
And it's not just about keeping up with the status quo, right?
Right.
We talked about those industry trends, like the rise of organic dairy and all the plant-based alternatives. That's got to be shaking things up.
Absolutely. Consumer preferences, they're constantly evolving.
No.
And these dairy and edible oils distribution managers, they're right at the forefront, adapting to all those changes. They're the ones figuring out how to get those organic yogurts, those plant-based milk alternatives, all of it onto store shelves nationwide.
So they're not just managing logistics, they're shaping consumer choices.
Yeah.
Maybe even influencing, the future of food.
You could say that. They have a surprising amount of influence on what we see when we open our refrigerators. And speaking of changing consumer habits, what about online shopping, home delivery, all of that? That's a whole other ball game.
Right. I can't even imagine trying to integrate all those individual online orders into this like already super complex system.
It adds a whole other layer of complexity. Now those distribution managers, they're tasked with integrating online orders, optimizing delivery routes for individual homes, and making sure those products, they arrive fresh, even if they're going straight to your doorstep.
Wow. So it sounds like this role is constantly evolving, always adapting to new technologies, consumer behaviors, all that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes this field so dynamic and, frankly, pretty exciting.
Right.
You're not just moving products, you're solving puzzles, anticipating challenges, shaping the future of how we, literally access essential foods.
So the next time we're, grumbling about the price of milk or searching for that last carton of oat milk,
Right.
we should maybe, like, take a moment to appreciate those folks working behind the scenes, making it all happen.
Absolutely. They're like the unsung heroes of the dairy aisle.
Uh-huh. The masterminds of milk logistics.
There you go.
I think we just found their new slogan.
I think so too.
But on that note, we'll leave you to ponder this intricate world of dairy and edible oils distribution management. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.